Yo, my friends, what's up? Welcome to this new Educational, brought to you guys by obviously myself and in partners with my boy Spitburger00. So, today on the menu, we've got Mr. Sandking, who is a highly requested hero, first of all. Second of all, he's great in the newest meta. He was also buffed, so we're gonna go into it. I'm gonna tell you guys how to play the hero, why he's good, and also we're gonna try to make this quick, concise, and short to make it a little shorter than the other videos that we have. So let's see if we can make it happen. So, step 1. Sand King. Why is it worth for me to make a video about this hero? Level 10, you have a Sandstorm DPS talent. Your level 15 talent, where you used to have DPS, is now a Sandstorm Radius talent. So these two things alone are already very important for you guys to take note. So, at level 10, your Sandstorm goes from 95 damage to 115. That is, trust me, that is a lot. Now, level 15, you get a Radius talent on your Sandstorm. So right now, it goes until here, 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 and here. But if we go and yeah, fuck, we were like here. So, but now if we go here and we use Sandstorm, it's honestly quite a bit bigger. Like, look at all of this. So this Sandstorm is huge. And now, why is this hero so good in the current meta? Well, first of all, he lanes like greatly against a lot of different heroes that we have, and a lot of different heroes that are currently played, such as Beastmaster. He's great against these heroes in the game, such as Beastmaster, Lycan, etc. He lanes great against a lot of the meta carries, like especially Slark. Slark gets owned by this hero in the lane and in the game. He has great spells. Honestly, this hero feels great. You can also cancel your Epicenter now. Honestly, this hero is just very great right now. I'm gonna give you guys a few little tips here and there, and we're gonna go into two different replays in terms of how you want to skill and how you want to play this hero. So, without further ado, let's get straight into the two replays that I'm gonna show you guys. As I said, they're gonna be two different types of replays. So, we have our first replay. It is our good old friend S4 from Alliance playing. So here, they pick Beast Eng, and what is their answer? It's their Sandking. Why is their answer Sandking? Well, first of all, he has a Blink Stun, he feels great to play with, you can pick him in nearly any game, but also he defends towers so nicely against these type of heroes. You have this Beastmaster, you have the Eng creep. So, let me show you guys step 1 in what type of games Sandking can be good in, and how you want to play the lane with this type of hero. So, he is gonna go to the lane with some pretty standard starting items. You have your Quelling Blade into your Double Gauntlet into Tango. Sometimes you can buy Stick, but I really like the starting build by S4. It allows you to build into a Soul Ring if you really want to have one, you know, or you can choose to skip it, that's okay too. So let's see how he's gonna lane, because in my opinion there's two different ways how you play Sandking, usually level 1. You can go either A, you use Caustic Finale, you tag a few creeps, and then your pos 4 can use a spell, or you get a lot of damage on their carry, or it gives you free CS, you know, usually that's one of the ways. You can do Caustic level 1 against melee heroes and low range carries. Then there's also the way where you can go stun level 1, where if you play with a Caudal, I think stun might be very good, but let's see what S4 decides to go here. The wave might be slightly too deep. He's gonna aggro it back. We're gonna watch it a bit. You know, so far nothing too crazy, so he does decide to go Caustic, even though I think in this lane, actually I think stunning the Morph with Illuminate is very strong. But look at him now, he's gonna Caustic up the creeps, and when he gets this, like, look how much damage this dealt to the Morphling. So now, whenever this happens, like, you can either try to deal a lot of damage to the Morphling, or you just make it so that the Morph is like, oh, I don't really want to contest this, and then this is how you lane. So level 1, Caustic, tag all the creeps. Look here, he got 1 free CS because the Morphling... You see, with all these CS, Morphling doesn't really want to contest. Here, they get stunned, they go Illuminate, good. They pull around, so right now nothing too crazy is going on. He's gonna rush a Ring of Health because as I told you guys, there's two different ways to play Sand King, or two different games where you want to pick Sand King in and then itemize appropriately. In this game, remember, they picked Sand King after seeing NHB, so they want the Sand King to defend towers. How can Sand King defend towers more nicely? Well, it comes with the fact that you can buy an item such as Vanguard. So what he's gonna go is queue up the Ring of Health, which feels very great. You know, you have this permanent sustain. Now this feels great. The way you want to play Sand King in the lane now, if you do have Q and E, tag up some creeps with Caustic. If they come too close, look for a stun and try to go on them. So here, nothing too crazy happening yet. You know, just pushing some creeps. He is going to go for a 1-1-1 build because he feels like he can't really pressure the morph too much. Which also means that at level 5 he can be 1-3-1 or 1-4-1 at 7. High level Sandstorm to then later on defend the towers. So right now, you know, nothing really great is happening, so we can skip ahead a little bit. And let's just look at the purpose of the Sand King as the game progresses. So they go on him here, they may get a kill on him, no they don't, he gets a Sandstorm again. He's getting ever so close to his Vanguard, you know, only a few hundred gold away. So constantly right now he's just Sandstorming the wave, pushing it, trying to stay somewhat safe and get his farm going. And in the next replay, I'll obviously show you guys the different route, which, you know, could be like upgrading your boots or rushing a Blink Dagger. So this is the slightly more greedy route in terms of how to play the Sand King. So here, you know, S4, I think he's debating whether or not he should go and defend the top lane. He has his Vanguard completed, but he's like, I don't have to go there yet. So he's not rushing it yet, because right now he can still, you know, be fine bottom, get his farm ready. Top tower is starting to be in danger, but not quite yet. I think Nico Baby here TP's into the jungle. They're gonna dive top. Fine. Now I think this is where they start to talk about the top tower. Nico Baby pings it out, and S4 here, he actually decides to Sandstorm this creep camp. But I think this is because they're talking about, okay, we can try to defend top. Now, whatever, Nico Baby eats another roar, and now he's like, okay, they are gonna go for the tower now, so what am I gonna do? I'm gonna TP here as a Sand King with Max Sandstorm, 1-4-1, and now my purpose, you do the best you can in the lane, but now we need to be ready. What is the thing you wanna do after the lane? Do we need to defend towers? Probably. In order to defend this tower, do I need an item to do so? Well, in this case, you can maybe go the Vanguard to do that easier, right? That's why he does that. Now, after the Vanguard, he's gonna go Blink. But in other games, you may not need specific items to defend towers. Your Sandstorm may be enough. Therefore, you don't need to go Vanguard. You can rush Blink, because the best play for you in some games after the laning stage could be to gank your enemies with the Blink, you know, like whatever, some anti-mage or PA, Banisher, etc. So here, like, just look at what S4 has to do. He just has to Sandstorm, stay safe. Of course, this is not potentially something that will happen in your pub games, but if you know the enemy team has to take this tower and you TP here, you could alert your teammates to be like ready to TP or be ready to smoke. Because like, look here, he defends the tower with his Vanguard. Without Vanguard, he might die. Now they get a turn kill onto 1, 2 heroes, and he gets to free farm the lane. And now we fast forward 2 minutes, and he's gonna have like a Vanguard Blink Dagger minute 13 or something. Next time they bring 5 heroes, you know, he's not gonna defend anymore. They don't have the spells for it. Now he goes mid, and bam. Now they have a Blink Dagger. You get your blink timing. You smoke. You try to find the enemy. This is cookie cutter gameplay here by S4. You know, they get the blink. They go for a smoke. Even if they don't get a kill, they're gonna ward up the enemy area. But they do actually get a kill here onto the Beastmaster at the enemy tier 2. And honestly, very well played. And Sand King isn't the most complex hero when it comes to this. Now, your next items, you know, could be something like a Use Scepter, Lotus Orb. All these things are great for you. Boots of Travel can be good. You know, in some games you can go Boots of Travels yourself because you want to play fast and stuff like that. But let's look into the next replay. Okay, so here we have our second example. This game also, obviously, on the new patch, competitive game between T1 and our good old friends from Virtus Pro. And here we have Cuckoo playing the Sand King. Let's look at the heroes again. You know, slightly, pretty similar starting build, just instead of a second set of tangles, he went for 2 Iron Branches. He, in this case... He is gonna lane with an Elder Titan, so let's see how they're gonna go about it. So it's ET Sandking versus Klings and Venge. So Venge is gonna go wave, minus armor. So in this case, they feel like, remember how in the last game I said you wanna either go stun, level 1, or caustic. But in this game, he feels like it's probably hard for them to get stuns going, because if he stuns in, he's still going to take a lot of damage. And for him to go caustic, it's probably not that easy either, because this ET can't really help to secure the creeps to get them killed, right? So he wants to go for a Sandstorm level 1, but they didn't really bring a sentry. Did they bring any sentries? They didn't. So that's interesting. So I think in terms of... So they do bring a sentry now. They force out a sentry on the first wave. I just think that their lane is really hard to play. If your lanes are incredibly hard to play and you feel like you can stun in, but you also cannot play aggressive with Caustic, then Sandstorm level 1 with a potential sentry on you or your support can be the way to go. I think this is one of the hardest lanes to play for Sandking. So remember, usually you want to go stun or Caustic, low range or melee heroes with a strong 4. That's what you want to do. If you play with Lina, just go stun. Stun, Light Strike Array. If you play with Leshrac, stun into Split Earth, you know. But here, this is going to be a great example, because this is one of the hardest Sandking lanes I think you can get. So they try to do the best thing, the best as they can on the wave 1. ET will pull the second wave, pulls it behind the tower. He's probably going to hold his skill point, but probably he's going to go stun to harass and play together. ET is now on the next wave. He is... Because let's see, I think in this game, like, he would probably love to go Vanguard, but I don't think it will do that much for him. So here, let's see what item he goes, because I think, you know, like in the last game he went for Ring of Health, S4 that is, but in this game I think he can't. So he's just going to skip Caustic altogether. He's going to go Burrow Strike and Sandstorm, and he's actually going first item Boots, because, you know, he wants to be able to hide the Klings, outrun their aggression, farm in the tower, and so far you're not really seeing too much crazy stuff. He has now 2 levels in Sandstorm on level 3. They have a sentry ready as well to try and deward some stuff. Here he's taking a lot of harass from this Klings and Venge. I think potentially Ring of Protection could have been really good here for him. Has to get us out, but let's fast forward. Like, so far now, what's going to happen is that there's going to be a lot of sandstorming in the lane, sentry trading, sending out some regen here, and eventually, if your lane is hard with Sandking, and you can't pressure the carry too much, something you can look for is to potentially go creep skip. Because you can farm the wave and the camp really quickly. And also, not only can you do that, if they ever pull the wave into the easy camp, basically the same thing that I just talked about, you should look to contest that. Like here, this is a double stack. I think if they knew this, Cuckoo would run over and contest this. He's a little late, but he should be contesting this camp earlier. Like here, it's likely that they want to pull the wave now. Yeah, so exactly this, and then you can pull it in here or here if the camp is open, but this camp is not. If either of these camps are open, you can take the wave, pull it in here, and then just farm it with Sandstorm. So he's gonna go for a bottle to give himself some, you know, sustain, but now he's instantly gonna queue up his Blink Dagger. So, Sandstorm, you know, just some stuff. We can fast forward a bit. Usually, if you are playing Sandking, you don't want to rotate away from your lane unless you're TP rotating to either A, gank, or B, defend the tower. So you're gonna see him TP back to top, try to get towards his Blink Dagger, you know, push it out, pull the side. He doesn't feel comfortable going back here because both the Klings and the Venge are playing there together, so it's kind of hard for him to go there. So here he's even going Phase Boots because he wants bonus armor and bonus movement speed against his combo. So here you can see him do what we talked about earlier. Pulls the wave, gets it in. He saw that the Venge is in the mid lane. He's gonna do it again. Pull the wave, pull it into the hard camp. Sandstorm, farm the wave, look here, take the tower, sit here. Because his objective right now, he only has 2 objectives. It's either A, defend the tower, or B, farm Blink Dagger. And right now, maybe now he needs to TP mid. We'll see what they decide to do. Like, do they feel like he's needed mid? No, he's not. He's gonna walk over to middle though. And now he's gonna walk back to top, because right now he is the most important hero on the Radiant lineup. He needs to get this Blink Dagger. PL can farm jungle, Lina can farm jungle, but Sandking Most importantly, needs to get this Blink Dagger. So until then, you know, it's okay to farm. We don't need to stress ourselves out. Here, they smoke up, they get this Blink, and right away on this Blink, they look for timing. Blink, Epi, stun onto this Blinks. It doesn't quite work out as he gets swapped out, but it's still seemingly a good fight. They get a kill on the bench. Maybe a second kill, not quite. Yes. Oh, yeah. So, as you can see again, you get the Blink Dagger, you go for a smoke, you try to Blink Stun into follow-up or Blink Epicenter into follow-up. But let's see how he's gonna play this game, because remember, he's not this guy that can just sit at every tower. Like, so once you get this Blink Dagger, what is it that you want to do? You wanna be off-map as much as possible when you play this hero, okay? Because you don't want to show to your enemies. Like, if the enemies play, like here, sure, you can like show a little bit, but now he's gonna look to fog because he doesn't want the enemies to see him on the map. When Sandking is off the map, you feel like, you know, you feel a little bit pressured, you don't know like where you can go. Like here, they cannot go for play on them because they don't know where the Sandking is, you know? Now Sandking is showing again, so now they could maybe do something, but as soon as he shows, like as soon as he stops to show, he's gonna walk to one of his teammates. Because while he shows, the enemies will be like, oh, we can go. But as soon as you're done with your job, he's already gonna run somewhere else. So now he's gonna farm this. They feel like there's not much happening. Fight going on bottom. He's gonna TP there, defend the tower. Go back to base, go back to Epi, go mid. Free kill. Feels great. He's gonna queue up a Yules. Like, usually the way Sandking has to itemize in the mid game is so that you can get off more than one stun, okay? You blink in, you stun, you run back, or like you need to be able to get out, because casting one stun is not good enough. If you can get out 2 or 3 stuns as Sandking in a team fight, your team was gonna win the fight, nearly, like quite certainly. So, we need to buy items that allow us to do this, and usually those are defensive items. Yules, Ghost Scepter, Lotus, Force Staff, Aeon Disc, you know, stuff like this. Here again, it's gonna farm a little bit off-map, shows mid. Now, they're probably gonna look for a play soon. Here, show himself, push the lane, back off, smoke. Smoke to defend the tower. They don't quite have Epi yet. The enemy team is going very heavily on them. They get a Blink Stun on the Lion. He dies, and so far, like, this is already looking pretty good. Next items, you know, they look for plays. They finish their bottom play. Now he TP's top. They try to do something there. So he bought a Yules. Next up is going to be a Lotus Orb. He's 404. He has the Sandstorm talents. He's going to deal a ton of damage. Now, how do we want to play Sandking in teamfights? Usually, the way that you want to go about it, if you're starting a fight out of smoke, you can usually go for an epicenter into stun if it's necessary. But if it's a play that has to happen, you know, like that. Like you smoke, you break, you need to blink stun. If it's a team fight as well, usually you want to go for step 1, blink stun, sandstorm, linger, run back. When your blink now comes back off cooldown, you want to look to engage towards the fight again and start casting your epicenter when your blink has about a 2-second delay, you know, a 2-second cooldown on the blink. Because then by the time your epi is completed, you can go for blink in, blink, epicenter, stun. So usually in a fight in the mid-late game, your second stun should be connected with epi, unless you're going in with epi already or you're using it right away after you're stunned. Like a good way to think about how to play Sandking is kind of something that you see in this next fight. So here, he's gonna look for a blink initiating stun. You know, this is about to be a 3-on-5 fight. But this Leshrax BKB is running out. So he's gonna go for a blink stun, he secures the kill, he has a sandstorm. Now remember, he has his Yules, he can dispel the venge stun. You know, he's gonna look to kite, there's no need to epicenter or whatever. He's gonna get off a new stun onto the venge. He keeps kiting, he has blink ready, you know, he's playing around with the stuns, no need to epicenter, boom. Gets off a couple of stuns, that's all he has to do. Now we're soon gonna have a follow-up fight, and remember what I said about the epicenter. You don't really need to, like, always start with it. Like here, he's smoked. So what's important? Blink stun. You know, just blink stun, there's no need to wait. Just blink stun, and now if here you feel like, okay, we need the damage, commit the epicenter. Otherwise, after the stun, look to go around, go out of the fight for a few seconds and wait to see, okay, can I come in with another blink stun? Do I need to epi on the second stun? You know, stuff like that. Don't overrate this, like, oh, I need to start with epicenter always, because no, you really, really, really don't have to do that whatsoever. And now, last but not least, I think items with Sand King. This hero has a few different itemizations here and there, but generally speaking, like I said, it has a lot to do with what items do I need to buy in order to let me get off as many stuns as possible, and which items are gonna allow me to come out of the fight, you know, alive. That's why we have items such as, you even saw that they went phase boots, like phase boot Shivas in the last game. Sometimes you can go boots of travel, blink, you know, Yule Scepter. Also, when you play Sand King against heroes like PL or Naga, something that you can actually do is that you go Vanguard, like you saw in the other games, because it's going to allow you to lane there, defend towers. You know, it makes your lane and your early game very good. Then you can go like Boots of Travel into Radiance. Maybe you don't even want to go for a Blink Dagger, because all you need to do right now is defend. You know, if you have no good heroes against Naga, PL, etc., you can be that good hero against Naga and PL. Just buy these items, you can go for this. Now next you can go like a Shiva into an Eternal Shroud, and suddenly you are, you know, the raid boss. Like this is the boss build, you know. If you need to carry the game, this is the one that you need to go for. Or maybe you need to rush Blink Dagger, like we said before. Then you should look for maybe something like this. Boots, Stick, Wind Blaze into Blink Dagger. And now next item can be like a Yules into Force Staff. Like if you watch Faith Beyond from LGD, this is some of the builds that he goes for. I can show you, yeah, one item build that he went for as well, and then we can kind of call it a day, I think, with the overall video here. Boom, here, they pick Sand King. He also, same starting build. Double Glove, Tango, Branches, Boots, Soul Ring, Face Boots, upgrade the ring into a hood. Here he feels like hood is better than Vanguard. And now after the boots, and he has these items complete, he now goes for Blink Dagger. After the Blink, defensive item to keep himself alive and healthy. And boom, ends the game with 7-3-19. Bam. Feels great. Like, I think this hero is pretty straightforward, but there's a real good reason as to why this hero is very good and very like competent in the current meta with what heroes are picked, what you want to do. You know, you have a blink stun, you can team fight, you can defend towers. People love to play with a Sand King, and you pair up really well with so many other great heroes in the game. You can go either A, you use Caustic Finale, you tag a few creeps, and then your pos 4 can use a spell, or you get a lot of damage on their carry, or it gives you free CS. You know, usually that's one of the ways. You can do Caustic level 1 against melee heroes and low range carries. Then there's also the way where you can go stun level 1, where if you play with a Caudal, I think stun might be very good, but let's see what S4 decides to go here. The wave might be slightly too deep. He's gonna aggro it back. We're gonna watch it a bit. You know, so far nothing too crazy, so he does decide to go Caustic, even though I think in this lane, actually I think stunning the Morph with Illuminate is very strong. But look at him now, he's gonna Caustic up the creeps, and when he gets this, like look how much damage this dealt to the Morphling. So now, whenever this happens, like you can either try to deal a lot of damage to the Morphling, or you just make it so that the Morph is like, oh, I don't really want to contest this, and then this is how you lane. So level 1, Caustic, tag all the creeps. Look here, he got 1 free CS because the Morphling... You see, with all these CS, Morphling doesn't really want to contest. Here, they get stunned, they go Illuminate, good. They pull around, so right now nothing too crazy is going on. He's gonna rush a Ring of Health. They are gonna go for the tower now, so what am I gonna do? I'm gonna TP here as a Sand King with Max Sandstorm, 1-for-1, and now my purpose... You do the best you can in the lane, but now we need to be ready. What is the thing you want to do after the lane? Do we need to defend towers? Probably. In order to defend this tower, do I need an item to do so? Well, in this case, you can maybe go the Vanguard to do that easier, right? That's why he does that. You want to be off-map as much as possible when you play this hero, okay? Because you don't want to show to your enemies. Like, if the enemies play, like here, sure, you can like show a little bit, but now he's gonna look to fog because he doesn't want the enemies to see him on the map. When Sand King is off the map, you feel like, you know, you feel a little bit pressured, you don't know like where you can go. Like here, they cannot go for play on them because they don't know where the Sand King is, you know? Now Sand King is showing again, so now they could maybe do something, but as soon as he shows, like as soon as he stops to show, he's gonna walk to one of his teammates. Because while he shows, the enemies will be like, oh, we can go. But as soon as you're done with your job, he's already gonna run somewhere else. So with that said, I hope that you guys enjoy this educational, that you overall enjoy the content that we're giving you guys on YouTube. I'm trying a little bit harder to make it good and keep it consistent. So thank you guys so much for the support. If you enjoy this content, please subscribe to the channel. You know, turn on notifications, turn on the bell or whatever there is, you know. We appreciate it a lot, and we will continue to give you guys good content. So thank you for tuning in. I hope this helps you, and see you in the next one.